Leaders from Brazil, India and China are in Johannesburg today for the BRICS summit. It's a coalition created to challenge global domination of the U.S. and Western allies. Now, one key leader is missing amid the international damnation of the war in Ukraine. The CBC's Briar Stewart is watching the summit from London as we wait to hear from the leaders. So, Briar, Russian President Vladimir Putin not there. What can you tell us about that?
That's right, he's not there, and he was basically forced to sit this one out because if Russia's president had flown to South Africa, South African authorities would have been compelled to arrest him, and that's because they're signatories to the statute that supports the International Criminal Court, and that court has issued an arrest warrant accusing Putin of war crimes in Ukraine. So this was a very contentious issue, whether or not he would attend. South Africa didn't want to officially uninvite him from coming, but what he did is he delivered a video address that was played at the forum in front of the other leaders that were there in person. And what was quite striking was that when they started to play his video address, there was a large cheer from the crowd. And in fact, the other leaders didn't get cheers. They got applause, but people were actually cheering the fact that Putin was speaking in this video address. And obviously, Russia is part of this five group called the BRICS, which includes Brazil, India, Russia, and China, and South Africa, of course, which is the host. And, you know, while Ukraine certainly won't be at the forefront of the discussions, Russia's war there has certainly put a strain on the relationships among the members.
Now, Briar, the bloc is hoping to expand, as we were discussing, their reach as a balance to U.S. and Western domination. So who are they looking at to join?
Well, as I mentioned, this group now has 5 members, and a big top of the agenda item at this summit is expansion. And in fact, South African officials say that around 40 nations have expressed interest in joining the BRICS. And at the top of the list, you have countries like Saudi Arabia, Iran, you have Venezuela, Argentina. And there does appear to be some discussion and debate around just who will be invited to join the BRICS, what the criteria will be, how many members will be admitted, and just what the whole identity of this group is, because it's not a formal association. It's kind of a loose group of nations, and it really started as kind of a group focused on their own economies, which are rapidly growing, and they wanted to have a bigger stake in global financial institutions. But it really has shifted into this kind of geopolitical group, and a lot of the background talk leading up to this summit has really been about pushing for a multipolar world and challenging what they see as the kind of the West dominance of global affairs, and also they really want to try to challenge the international markets and the reliance that they have on the American dollar.
Thanks for this, Briar. That is the CBC's Briar Stewart in London.